What's poppin', guys, gals, and non-binary pals? It's your boys OG Hang 312 and the Incidental Nerd. This week we're just hanging. We're doing a little catch up. We're gonna see what's poppin'. Incidental Nerd, what's up, my brother? How you doing? How you living? How you feeling? We're just hanging. We're doing a little catch up. We're gonna see. Oh, okay. I hear myself.
Oh, sorry about that.
Rookie move, brother. Rookie move.
Oh, what up, OG? OG Hank 312. What's going on, Henry? Thanks for joining me this evening. For a little what's poppin'? What's poppin' with you?
Man, you know, just another day.
What's poppin' with you?
Oh,
Bro, mine's on mute.
Wow, rookie move on my part. Jesus Christ, look at us. Okay, I think we're good now, right? All right, everyone's on mute. Everyone relax. How embarrassing.
It's not like we've been doing this shit for like 5-6 years now.
No, I know, right? Hey, but hey, it's those are all practice years, bro. This it really counts now.
That's true.
Now, look at us. We're on 8 weeks in a row of that's 2 months straight of content.
What?
This week we dropped this on Monday. We dropped our interview with superstar referee Dan Perch, and the band enters the chat. Tribe 3 Productions dropped our interview with Mr. Adam Scherer, aka Braun Strowman, which whoa, did he just join the chat, or is that sorry, I wasn't sure if that was the Titan himself or you. But fun week for us. We a lot of content, well, not a lot, but I mean 2 pieces of content we put out there. So if you're watching this, if you haven't checked them out, please go check it out. We can you can see our interview with Mr. Perch on our YouTube and SoundCloud, and on the Tribe 3 Productions YouTube page, you can see our interview with Adam Scherer.
Yes, and
we're doing a little catch-up episode now.
And I'm slowly but surely going to take all of the other interviews that we've done over the years with Tribe 3 and post those onto our TikTok. It gets a little tricky because they're kind of lengthy for TikTok, so I have to split them up to at least 2 or 3 pieces. So our Marty Jannetty interview is up there right now. If you guys want to see Marty Jannetty at his very best or worst, I'm not sure which one you consider it. But that's there on our TikTok, or on the Incidental Nerd TikTok, which is our TikTok right now. So yeah, I think we're gonna talk about some old school wrestling. Although right before I jumped onto this call with you, I got a message from one of my fellow Star Wars nerds.
Okay.
And the Star Wars Eclipse video game cinematic trailer came out today.
Oh, that popped
and
up?
I'm not sure about, like, I haven't heard anything about this game. The game that I'm really anticipating for Star Wars is I want to see Fallen Order 2 come out, because Fallen Order 1 was amazing. Okay. So this was kind of like blindsided me, but it looks beautiful. I can't wait to play it. I'm really excited about that. So popped me hard right before we got onto the stream tonight.
I mean, to get on that video game bandwagon conversation, I mean, I haven't played a Star Wars game in a long time. I know the one that came out a year or 2 ago, people raved about. That's really, really good. But
Fallen Order.
Yeah, Fallen Order. That's the one.
Yes.
But for me, honestly, I mean, I know I joke about it all the time. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I just never got into the franchise. I have nothing against it. Right. But my experience with Star Wars is the Nintendo 64 Star Wars game. And brother, that thing was awesome. I just remember that game, and it's still one of the best games I ever played. I just remember the Nintendo 64 very fondly. That was my favorite. I think it's still my favorite.
Which game was that?
Excuse me?
Which game was that? Do you remember?
I don't. Something Strikes Back, maybe. I don't think it's the Empire, because that's the movie, right?
Yeah, let me do a little Google of that for Googling.
Adrian says Shadows of the Empire. I'm not sure. I'm gonna Google it also, because if I see
it is Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire, yeah, N64. Great game. I remember you flying in something. I'm assuming it's I'm not. You know what they're called. I have no idea.
Yeah, it could be any number of things if you're on the good side or the bad side. It could be a Y-wing, it could be an X-wing, it could be a TIE fighter.
I think it was the fighter thing you just said. But
Okay.
TIE fighter?
TIE fighters, those are the bad guy ones.
Oh, then no, because okay, watch this. I may pop you. So you're flying around in this thing, right? And on the one level, one of the agendas is you got to tie up the ats by their legs to trip them up.
A-wing.
A-wing. Then I was flying an A-wing.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
What are these?
That looks like it. That was probably it. Yeah, the A-wing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I loved that game. So honestly, for me, I always
so did Adrian.
Yeah, I always think that Star Wars games they're excellent. I think they don't miss as the kids say.
There's been some that have not been well received. One that I've never played, and it's almost like it's like a cardinal sin. Is it's what is it called? It's Night of the Old Republic, which it's a famous. I'm familiar with the storyline and everything, but it's a game that came out when I didn't really have the opportunity to play.
Right.
But what I'm super excited about is something that they are doing is they're reworking it, and it's going to be re-released. And from what I understand, they're keeping the original storyline, which is like a legendary story in the Star Wars universe.
Nice. Very cool. And I guess we could probably talk about video games forever, but I'm also super excited because today, those bittersweets. I've playing Call of Duty has been really my game of the pandemic, and the map officially changed. The map was called Verdansk.
Okay.
Verdansk is no more, and you can see on TikTok some people made some emotional videos because I mean it's true. It really is true. Like. It really carried. I'll speak for myself. Carried me through a pandemic in a sense of the term because that was my go-to game. That was my comfort game. I played with my friends.
Yeah, bro. Like not that game. Obviously, Call of Duty is not my thing. First-person shooters are really not my thing.
Yeah.
With the exception of like when a Star Wars comes out with a first-person, Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
I'll play it. But I'm still not very good at those, and they're just not my bag. By the way, before we continue, just want to say hi to Chuck and Kike. Thanks for joining us this evening. We already said what's up to Adrian. Thanks for joining the chat. And Kike suggests we do a Star Wars games marathon, man. Let's book it.
Kike, you ain't down, bro. but yeah. So you were saying your game. I think I know where you're going with that, but yeah.
Man, I lost my train of thought, bro.
Well, I was saying that like Call of Duty, the Warzone Verdansk carries.
Yes, thank you. You got me back on track. My game for the last 2 years has been Animal Crossing. Yeah. And I think it hit just right for a lot of people.
For sure.
And it's one of those things. It's like if I can use this in a video game term, because this is something that they use a lot in anime. They'll call it a slice of life anime, and it's just like an everyday, nothing's really going on kind of, but it's, just a nice little ongoing story kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Animal Crossing is just like, you got your daily things to do, and you got little villagers you can go and visit. It's a cute game. Yeah, it's nothing like, it's not super gamerly, but that's the game that really got me through the pandemic.
No, I totally get you. And that's what it was for me. And, Long Live Verdansk. That's what the map was called. And over the last 2 years, it's had a little bit of map changes and stuff like that, but nothing super major. But now it's like completely different. It's a new timeline almost. So it's essentially a brand new game.
I see.
And so today was the first chance I got to play it, and it aesthetically looked beautiful, but it looks like it's gonna take some time to get used to. The guns are all old school guns, which has never been my bag. I don't like that. And
so they changed, did they change the time frame of the war?
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm horrible when it comes to that, but I'm assuming it's like old time style. Like just old time.
Like World War II, World
Yeah,
War One kind of
essentially.
a stuff?
I mean, the title is Vanguard. I don't know if that tips you off to anything. I don't know.
Not really, no.
Okay, so that's just the title. But yeah,
Gotcha.
it's Verdansk was modern warfare, so it had like modern weapons and helicopters and stuff like that. Now
Gotcha.
it's all different. Still beautiful aesthetically. It's
Yeah.
chef's kiss, right? But
Yeah. I mean, video games just in general, it's like you see the game, like you see the gameplay now, and it's what the cinematics were a few years ago.
yeah.
It's amazing. Adrian's chiming in with that the best Star Wars game also was on the PlayStation 1. It was a Street Fighter style game.
Oh
I know
wow.
I don't remember the name of it, but I know exactly what he's talking about.
No, I never touched base on that one. No, can't even think about it.
What's your do you have a PS4? Do
Yeah,
you
I have a PS4 just because I gave up looking like a clown trying to get PS5s. It's been a full year now and I still can't get one for
I was
retail.
I was gonna say um I would be happy to lend Fallen Order to you because it's such a good game. It doesn't matter that it's Star Wars.
Right, right.
Like I super appreciate it because it is Star Wars,
Yeah,
but it's just a good game.
nice.
So if you're interested, now keeping on the video game bandwagon, but also kind of transitioning into what we had planned to talk about this evening. Another war game.
Look at you.
No.
Okay, never mind. Disregard.
Another war game had a transition from an old map to a new map recently, and that's Fortnite.
Oh, it did.
They did, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the the only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was featured in the cinematic storyline.
Dwayne saved Fortnite.
Yeah, bro. Well, I don't know if he saved it or not because, like, I don't know if you watched the video.
I did.
But it's like the island that you were fighting on completely flipped over.
Yep.
So
it actually reverted to its original because it got flipped over once before. So we know I used to play Fortnite a lot. It kind of got me back into video games because of my nephew.
Right.
Years ago, he was like 2016, 2015. He's like, hey, I want to play this game with you. Excellent, right? We know that backstory. Pardon me. I kind of fell out of love with it, but I'm not gonna lie. I played this last season. Well, they have the new season. I played it a few days ago. It had some good vibes again. It brought back some like old like good time Fortnite vibes. Which I think I'm going to revisit a few times with my cousin Andy and stuff that we play.
Yeah.
Just to kind of switch it up and see if we can catch those old vibes, or maybe we can catch them, or maybe we're just chasing a ghost. Who knows?
Hey, I never was very good, but I always enjoyed when you guys were playing.
Oh yeah.
So
No.
if you jump on, let me know.
For sure.
Because I'd be happy to jump on with that.
As a matter of fact, I was playing with the Joe man and his son.
I know Andrew's into it now.
Yeah. And it was funny because people call little kids on games squeakers because of the sound of their voice. And it was funny because I was just like, because we were playing and we did all right. And they came to a certain point where I was down, then Joe man was down. Like we were out, like we were done, like we were dead.
Yeah.
Just the boy was left and he got killed. And he's like, grab my card, hurry up, you gotta grab my card. Like, no, we're all dead. It's like, grab my card, you gotta hurry, it's the timer. I was like, no, we're dead. I was like, I'm playing with the real life squeaker right now. Bless him. But it was fun. It's funny to hear him. He's like, oh my goodness. I was like, yes, my goodness indeed.
Yes, the things that kid comes up with some stuff, man. It's hilarious.
Not that anyone cares, but it's video game related. When I went to go visit a while ago, I hadn't seen him in a while, and because of the pandemic, and he got obviously bigger and his vocabulary developed more. And
yes, sir.
He comes up with some words and just like, how do you know this word? He hit me with, he was playing Paper Mario, and he was just like, oh, do you want to see a glitch? I know how to do this glitch. And I was like, what the? This boy's like 4 years old. What the hell do you know about a glitch? Who taught you that?
Settle down. I think he's 6.
He Chuck, Batman
But
Arkham Knight was a great game.
however, he got way into glitches. Like he did. He got way into them. He was watching videos and everything. Like, and then when I come over, he's like, "Oh, let me show you this glitch I just learned."
No way.
So like, and oh my god, if you're playing and the game glitches on its own, glitch.
That's awesome. That's funny. We didn't really plan to talk video games, but here we are. But that's a huge part of pop culture, and I mean, Fortnite is still huge. Call of Duty Warzone, the new now Caldera's huge. Like you said, you got the new Star Wars coming out, and I'm sure that's popped a bunch of people in the Star Wars community that are gamers. Because I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, right?
Bro, you know how much of a Batman fan I am, and the intern and I we're off of work for a little while until next Wednesday. So today we went out and did a little Christmas shopping.
Okay.
And while we were at Target, I was looking at I think it was the graphic novels, and there was a Batman graphic novel called 0 Point. And because I picked it up and I looked at it, and Sari said, she goes, Fortnite. And I'm like, no, this is Batman. And then I looked down and I'm like, yeah, sure enough, it was a Fortnite graphic novel of Batman where he got sucked into Fortnite and he had to like locate the 0 Point.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like, what?
Yeah. Spider-Man is in it right now.
That's what I hear. What I hear. And I know like in terms of skins, I think they've done the Mandalorian. And then like I think they've done a really good job of incorporating pop culture, because I know that like I don't know if it was when Infinity Wars came out or Endgame, but they had that whole Thanos game that they incorporated, which was
to me, I think Fortnite revolutionized gaming. It changed it. It took it to a different stratosphere, I feel, and I think people are going to be like, "No, that's stupid." But no, Fortnite has insane amount of licenses out there. I mean, they've had the Fast and Furious, they've had Bad Boys, they got Mike Lowry and Martin Lawrence and Will Smith in there. They have The Rock, they've had John Cena. I mean, their licenses are insane, so
they're the pop of video games.
But on top of that though, Fortnite has changed gaming forever, as Glenn says. What up, Fish?
What up, Glenn?
Because Fortnite's thing was where everyone's trying to make the most money. Fortnite said, "Hey, we're going to give this game away for free," but they've made a killing on V-Bucks and skins and
bro. And that's the thing, is what's so funny is that the real the game of Fortnite, nobody plays it. It's just evolved into the PPV portion of it, and that's where everybody is in. Like I remember one time when I was playing, I was like, oh, let me check out what Fortnite really is, which I believe it's like zombies, right? Like I think that's what it was.
No, at the time there's different types. It's essentially it's a battle royale, what they call them, and it's a first person shooter.
Right.
At the time we checked in, it was probably during Halloween season where they did have a zombie mode.
Yeah, but you have to actually pay to play the game that nobody plays.
Oh yeah, okay. You're talking about End of World or Save the World, something like that.
Yeah. Because I was like, let me play the regular game so I can get some practice in.
Right. No, I know what you're talking about. Oh, it looks like we just glitched there for a second. Glitch. Every game now models off Fortnite for a season. Yeah, like I said, people can talk smack about Fortnite all they want, talk about how it's a game for kids. And honestly, and since I went back the few days ago to play it, it's a lot more skillful than playing Call of Duty.
I was just gonna say, my brother is a streamer, Lotus Sapphire on Twitch.
Yeah.
And he used to play, like a couple of years ago when he first started streaming.
Sorry to interrupt you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my bad, Chuck. I thought you were leaving. I was going to just interrupt you to say goodbye, but he got messed. We'll get to that in a second.
All right. Anyways, but he used to play Fortnite. And he's good at those type of games. So like he enjoyed it. But after a while, he got aggravated with some of the changes they made and whatever. So he stopped playing.
Right.
Well, I saw him on Thanksgiving and he's like, oh, guess what? I'm back on Fortnite. And I'm like,
Really?
oh, really? And he's like, dude, they changed the game again. Like they changed some of the mechanics and everything.
Yep.
He's like, and it's really a more balanced game now. And he's like, I'm back to playing it.
Nice.
So it's they're not resting on their laurels either. You know what I mean? Like they're continuously updating, adding more skins, changing the gameplay. I remember when I was playing originally, like there were always vehicles everywhere, but you couldn't drive them.
Right.
And then they added the driving vehicles portion of it.
It's insane, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think people are a little hip to it, but I think years from now, people will really take a step back and realize, like, damn, Fortnite changed the game. Like I compare this to very few things are the Michael Jordan of, and I know it sounds crazy to say, but I feel like Fortnite is the Michael Jordan of video games because Michael Jordan changed the NBA. He took it global.
Take this, all y'all that are not familiar. Let me look into the camera here. All y'all that are not familiar with Hank 312.
That's me.
You better understand that if this guy utters the name Michael Jordan and compares something to Michael Jordan, he fucking means it. Because he don't throw that around lightly.
Right. And I say it in the sense of that they changed the game. To me, Jordan changed the game. Jordan took it was a fun whatever NBA, but he made it global. He made it a global dominating brand. And that's why I'll say LeBron will never be Jordan, because Jordan took the game to different heights. And I feel like Fortnite's doing that as the streamer who's now not as popular anymore, but the guy Ninja, everyone knows who Ninja is. He's not the most popular guy anymore because he's kind of labeled as lame, but he changed every streamer who's making a living off of this now should be thanking Ninja, because it's like, thank you, Ninja, because he took streaming to another level.
Oh, and I barely watch streamers. Every once in a while, like Effie streams, I like to watch Effie stream. My brother streams, every once in a while I'll watch, I've popped in on your stream when I've seen you were playing, that kind of thing.
Right.
But so I've never even seen a Ninja stream. Right. But like 3 seasons ago, he was on The Masked Singer.
Oh, wow.
And I knew exactly who it was before he was unmasked. And I never see his stream, nothing, but I knew who it was. Like he made it into the pop culture realm. Absolutely. He became part of the lexicon.
No doubt about it. I mean, and that's I say, like, people are like, oh, you're crazy. Like, no, like people who change the game is who I call them, like the Michael Jordans of, because they changed the game. So I don't know. Yes, video games are awesome. And Chuck, NBA 2K, yeah, that one with Jordan on the cover. I still have it, even though I don't play it. I still have it. I feel like that's a collector item because the first time Jordan ever gave up his rights to be in a video game.
Yeah, he's very, very, and well, he should be, was very cautious into not giving away his likeness for free.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I got something to show you that's Jordan related that I just found a few days ago. And
let's see it.
Maybe like a month ago. And cleaning out stuff. Give me a sec.
And I'll dance to his music that he's making.
Shout out Jeff Hardy. I'm sure we'll talk to him in a second. But this is from it's labeled Gatorade NBA Dreams. I don't remember I won these, but I forgot I had these. But check out these cards. It's
they're Upper Deck.
Yeah, Upper Deck Jordan cards. And it's got his whole career on there. So it's got like all gold foil Jordan cards. I was like, no way. So I thought that was dope. Got the 1991 MJ. And I was like, holy crap. And they're in excellent condition. Apparently they don't go for much. I think they go for like $50 for the pack. But like, I'm considering getting these framed and just hanging them because I think they're just really cool collector's thing.
I would do it, dude.
And they're in good condition.
I will help you frame those to be hung.
Perfect, because I wouldn't know where to begin.
I will help you.
I begin with no, I need help. Anyways, so what else we got going on? I know we
Well,
had an agenda that we kind of just threw. We kind of went on a which is fair. I enjoyed the conversation of the video
but
game.
that's the thing. It's I think this is one of the reasons why we changed our name to For the Pop from
Absolutely.
something that was very wrestling related, because
Mhm.
we're not just a wrestling. We never were a wrestling anything.
Right.
We leaned into wrestling very heavily, but we've always talked about a lot of different topics,
Right.
a lot of pop culture and the things that we enjoy. But we're gonna dive into a little bit of wrestling now. We had on Sunday we had what I'm gonna call a what may turn out to be a very big transitional pay-per-view for the NXT brand.
Oh yeah.
Um, because with the war games that occurred on Sunday night, we more than likely have seen the last. We've definitely seen the last of Johnny Gargano in NXT, I think,
Yeah.
but we may have seen the last of Johnny Gargano in the WWE,
Right.
and we probably have seen the last of Kyle O'Reilly. Good riddance. In I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know how I've never been a fan of Kyle
I
O'Reilly,
know. I know.
but I gotta tell you, since Kyle O'Reilly broke away from the Undisputed Era, and he's never gonna be a dynamic character,
I
just
get you.
never gonna be.
Right. Right. Right.
But his run in NXT proved to me that he is a fantastic wrestler.
Oh, no doubt
He
about it.
is, if you're talking about professional wrestlers, that he's way up there.
No
He
doubt about
doesn't he doesn't have the charisma that takes people to a whole nother level,
it. Right.
but the he's technically one of the best that's doing it right now.
Oh, for sure. I 100% agree with that. I mean, his in ring work spoke for itself. I mean, I'm not even gonna front. I mean, I was never the biggest Kyle O'Reilly fan from the Indies. I knew he was good, but
Yeah.
it was just one of those. What do you offer now more than just a really good match? And that's how I felt about him and Bobby Fish. I still feel the same way about Bobby
Yeah.
Fish.
I'm a
Talented.
bigger Fish fan than I am of O'Reilly,
Oh yeah, okay.
and
Absolutely.
it's a simple thing. His look. I like Bobby Fish's look.
Okay.
It's not anything to do with he looks like a fucking pirate. Like, he's got the little curly stash.
I
I
get
like
you.
his look. And I like his move set better than O'Reilly's. Both of them
Fair.
very sound technical wrestlers. I wouldn't call them hands. They're not hands.
No, no.
Those guys, they elevate the sport, but they're not the everything.
I completely agree. But yeah, I mean, looking. Obviously, we saw what happened on Tuesday. Johnny Gargano had his farewell, and I kind
Yeah.
of laughed. Should I say I kind of popped because you could see him smiling, and it was the exact same smile he had in the picture with you, where we just like, damn, he hates you. Turns out he doesn't hate you. Turns out it's just the way he smiles.
He was happy to get a picture with me.
he was Johnny Gargano was happy that he was getting a picture with the incidental nerd in 2015. So
That's right.
I
That's
mean
right.
that's a big deal. No,
Yeah, man. Gargano has between Gargano and Champa, they carried the NXT brand, like,
100%.
and they brought it to a whole nother level. That the black and gold wouldn't be what it became without them.
Yeah. The black and gold. I mean, I think it was. I like to use this line a lot. It's stolen from The Office, but the black and gold brand is literally the good old days. You know, like I wish there was a way to know we were in the good old days while we're still in them.
Right.
Because now that they're gone, like, well, for all intents and purposes, black and gold is dead. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, I mean that's what I meant by transitional, because I
oh
really
yeah,
feel like this. First off, I don't even think they called it Takeover.
no, I think they just called it
They
war
just
games.
called it NXT War Games.
Yeah,
Um, but this was like the first big show for them. under the new NXT 2.0. And to have Braun Breaker pin the current NXT champion in the main event in War Games, that says something about the direction they're headed.
For sure. And you know what? Before we go too far, like I know a lot of people have kind of shit on 2.0. I like it. I like all wrestling. You know, I'm enjoying. What I'm liking is the new characters we're learning. I'm a real big fan of. I didn't know anything about Braun Breaker beforehand. I knew he was a Steiner kid, but never seen a match. I enjoy him. I like that he can lean onto his Steiner background, even though they don't acknowledge he's a Steiner, which is ridiculous to me.
Okay, me too. However, it came out today, I think, or it might have been yesterday, that it was his idea. His name is Bronson Steiner. Okay. And when he played football, he considered himself a breaker because he liked to break people. So he used the first part of his name, Braun, and so this is the words out of his mouth.
I believe it.
So he chose that path, and they definitely without a doubt they acknowledge the what's the word the pedigree, the lineage. Yeah, absolutely. So you can't miss it with the singlet he wears. He looks like his uncle, and he looks like it's a weird combination of his dad and his uncle.
Yeah, for sure.
And and they've talked about they've called him like a dog face and like
gremlin, the pup face gremlin. Ciampa called him the booty nephew. He's like,
big bad booty nephew.
Right. Yeah. Ciampa hit him with the promo. He's like, the way I see it, you got a 33 and a 3% chance of surviving this match. Classic Steiner math promo. But now that you say that Braun chose his own name, makes sense, because I remember Kevin Owens talking about how they give a list of what their names are going to be. And
right.
I remember Dusty always called him Kip Stern. What up, Kip Stern? Justin!
What up, Justin?
What's up, my homie? How are you?
Thanks for joining us, sir.
I talked to Justin earlier. We were on stream, and we're
TFTI.
We were chatting it up a little bit. Me and Justin be having our side conversations when you're not around to be a third wheel.
I got you. Justin's gonna replace me on For the Pop.
Absolutely. If we ever break up, I get Justin in the custody battle.
You get Justin, I get the name, bro.
Fine, whatever. You can have Henry.
No, I want OG Hank 312.
Damn it, you're asking for too much. God damn it. That's fine. I'll just turn my name to Accidental Nerd.
Oh shit! Actually, that one's taken.
Damn it. But yeah. So we're talking about the name changes and whatnot. But I caught quite a few Twitter and Instagram posts of after the cameras went off. Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano went down there. They did their goodbyes.
Yeah.
I still think there's a chance Johnny Gargano isn't done with WWE. Like my Mark Hart thinks that there's a little chance he's gonna take some time off, go be a dad, maybe show up on Raw or SmackDown one day. I don't know.
Your Rebel Mark Hart, is that what you said?
My Rebel Mark Hart, yes.
Yeah. I heard a lot of people were like, oh, he showed up at Royal Rumble or whatever, but that's like way too close to Candice's due date.
Yeah, I heard dates like in February, but so but
good for him. He's gonna take some time off to be a dad, and I'm sure with the schedule that he's been wrestling and stuff, he's probably got some nagging injuries that he just needs to rest up for a little while, refuel, and then hopefully we see Johnny somewhere at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny SummerSlam, Johnny whatever, but no, it's kind of cool, like their journey, right? Because Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, Ciampa, Adam Cole, even Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, but I guess for more what I'm talking about is Gargano, O'Reilly, Ciampa, Cole, guys like that. They were never supposed to make it into the WWE, and they
Right.
kind of they NXT turned into what Ring of Honor should have been, and that was the perfect place for guys like Gargano and Cole and O'Reilly and Fish to be, and Roderick Strong, because they
Yeah.
weren't that prototypical WWE superstar, right?
You know,
They weren't the
and
Vince
that's
guy.
and that's what makes me a little bit sad about this 2.0 thing. Is I understand that at least from what I'm hearing, Triple H is still not 100%.
Right.
And I guess Shawn Michaels went from a extremely part-time role to an almost full-time role with NXT.
Yeah.
But you know, Vince and I think
Bruce
Kevin
Pritchard.
Sullivan,
Bruce Pritchard.
oh, Bruce Pritchard,
Right.
Vince and Bruce Pritchard have stepped in. And you can tell,
Yeah.
like you can tell, and I'm not here to shit on it because I agree there's some good stuff there.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna shit on the company. They've been doing some things that I'm not happy with, but I'm not here to throw
Right.
shade.
Right. Right.
There's some good stuff, but there's also like there's also some stuff that I don't really care for. And you know, if that means that because I record everything that I'm gonna watch anyways, and if
Yeah.
it means that I have to zip through something because I don't like it, so be it.
Right.
You know, the payoff on that MSK, however many weeks it was, them going to chase the shaman.
The shaman. Yeah.
I was telling the intern the only payoff that could come out of that would have satisfied me was Rob Van Dam.
Ooh. Nice.
Because they're all about they're playing up their smoking and all that stuff.
Right.
I thought it would have been hilarious if they just showed up and that silhouette just like bam, RVD. But they got the next best thing. They got they got Riddle, which I was like, okay, that's all right. I mean, whatever. I know it's I think I don't know if they're trying to keep MSK away from the performance center right now because the fans are not giving them what they want. You know, like here it's like the hot meat babyface tag team. They're getting booed.
Right. Oh.
Ah.
Okay. Look good. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Hey, big shout out to Cora Jade. I know I've spoken to some people that couldn't stand the women's war game. I really enjoyed that match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she was. I'm pretty sure it was a work.
Right.
Just from the standpoint of what Io Shirai did to her to like fix her shoulder. Right. That's not something you're gonna do to someone who's legitimately injured. But she sold that shit hard.
Absolutely.
And like we know Cora Jade as Bree. That was what she went by.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Chicago. Pardon me?
Elena Black.
Elena Black. Sorry. Why did I say Bree? Is that her real name?
Yes. Look at you. What a biz guy.
Sorry, bro. No, wasn't she like? Oh, never mind. Didn't she go by Bree in Impact?
I don't think so. But,
okay, well, I fucked up. Elena Black.
Right.
We know she was this like dark, mysterious, witchy woman character.
Yeah.
And this Cora Jade character is such a it's a 180 from where she was.
100%.
But the WWE NXT seems to be ready to give her a push. And she seems ready for it, and I'm all for it. Like I don't want to say the word proud because that sounds weird, but I guess it's just a matter of like she's one of ours. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, we could be proud for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't sit here and say like, oh yeah, like best friends. No, we've seen each other shows. I saw her a lot of shows, especially I got a chance to get to talk to her a little more like during GCW shows. And one thing that I'll always say is I remember what stood out to me She had an injury at the mid or late 2020 during the pandemic when GCW started doing their shows out in the middle of the Indianapolis at the park.
Right.
She had a knee brace on. She was at the GCW show, and she's hurting, but she's cleaning up. She's picking up chairs on one leg, while other people I see that like should be helping out are just standing around. And I'm like, hey, take it easy. I'm like, you're gonna hurt yourself, Like I don't want to be a boomer, be an old man here, but it was just like,
Yeah.
she's a lot younger, and you care for these people. It was just like, take it easy. No one's gonna judge you if you're not helping. And she literally was like, nah, man. She's like, I gotta put in the work. She's like, I need an opportunity. She's like, I gotta get on one of these shows. And like that, just something so small like that really showed me like how dedicated she was to the game.
Yeah, she sat under the proper learning tree.
Oh yeah, I mean, the Freelance Wrestling Academy, I think was I think they're doing a great job. I think she just gave them a shout out today on her page. It's her 3-year wrestling anniversary today. 20 years old. It's her 3-year wrestling anniversary.
Wow.
And she won War Games. So
yeah.
I mean,
so big shout out to her. Your Chicago family is really happy for you.
yeah, I think I don't think it was a secret. I think we all thought she had the potential to get up there. And I remember I specifically said, I think one of our recaps of Two Hills on the Face, I was like, listen, let's be real. I'm like, she's young, she's good in the ring, and she's a pretty girl. That's everything WWE wants. She was young enough to where she's still moldable by them. As you can see, the system works. I mean, people can say what they want about WWE, but like they saw her character, they're like, no, they probably got to see the real her. She really was a goofy girl, and now they're bringing it out to life. So that's really cool.
Well, you're right, but I will put a caveat onto that.
Yeah,
the system works when the system is behind you.
Yes.
Because there's plenty of talent that has gone through the performance center that is out there elsewhere now, and for some reason or another, somebody at the company didn't see the potential, and therefore that person wasn't elevated. Absolutely. Wasn't featured.
Well, if you look at the new crop that WWE Next in Line, the NIL, I posted on our page a bunch of college athletes, and for some reason people are hating on that. I was just like, do you not realize all these wrestlers? Big E football, Roman football, Baron Corbin football, Roman Reigns football, Kurt Angle, a legit wrestler, Bianca Belair track and field. I mean, those are all college athletes. So like, they're not reinventing the game.
Well, and it's a matter of also the fact it goes in line because that NIL is also the terminology I believe that they're using with the new college athlete contracts, where their names, images, and I forget how it, but you know how college athletes are, they receive a scholarship or whatever. Some of them do, but their likenesses, their names, their images, and their likenesses. They've never earned any money off of that, but now college athletes have the opportunity to bank on their celebrity in college.
That's good for them.
So that also gives WWE an opportunity to lock somebody down while they're still in school.
Yeah.
To see, like people with potential that they see with potential.
Here's a question: are all these kids that were signed to NIL, they're still student athletes?
I believe they are.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know if they had graduated or not.
No, because I might be mistaken, but I believe this program was intentionally put in place to work with current student athletes.
I mean, if they're current student athletes, that's huge. I mean, look at just the pipeline they're going to create for talent. I mean,
and
that's amazing. I mean,
you'll have to hit me with the guy's name, but the wrestler that they signed.
The wrestler they signed?
Yeah, the Olympic wrestler.
I'm not sure, honestly.
Gosh darn it. He was just literally he medaled in the Olympics.
Are you talking about the one from that was at the Super Showdown, whatever that's called?
Yeah, the one from Minnesota, the one that works with
Oh no,
Brock.
definitely not. No, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
God,
know. Oh, you're
yeah,
talking
here.
about God damn it. Uh Gable. Um Not Chad Gable, not Bronson
No,
Gable,
no.
something Gable. But I
Someone's
know
gonna
you're talking
jump in
about.
on the. Someone's gonna jump in on the chat and tell us.
He got drafted to Raw.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, Gable. That's exactly.
Retrospectively, they're saying that he was the first signing under NIL.
Mm,
And the thing with that is because he hasn't decided whether or not he's done on the collegiate level.
okay, that's
He
dope.
may return to see if he can compete for another NCAA championship.
That's awesome. As Justin says, yeah, Brock Lesnar also NCAA champion. So Gable Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson, thanks. I
Anything?
knew Justin would come up with it.
My God.
But yeah, I mean, back in the day, Charlie Haas, Sheldon Benjamin, those guys,
Yeah.
those guys were collegiate. A lot of professional wrestlers were
Alexa
collegiate
Bliss,
athletes.
cheerleading, gymnastics. I
Dolph
mean,
Ziggler,
yeah.
Dolph Ziggler still holds the record for wins for Kent State.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, I saw a lot of backlash from people on the internet, like, oh, what the hell, blah, blah, blah. You're getting these college kids. It's just like, are you upset because they're not picking them straight from the indies, which I understand. But WWE has every right to create their own superstar and mold them in their likeness.
and
Like,
it's and this is the thing. It's like good.
yeah,
Then maybe those folks that are in the indies that aren't necessarily going to be featured in WWE because they're not that homegrown talent that WWE wants to push.
yeah,
They have opportunities elsewhere. What have
absolutely.
we been talking about for years now? What a time to be a professional wrestler.
No
There are
doubt.
so many opportunities out there. And now there's even more.
Yeah,
So, I mean, this is one of those things where I got to say, and I think you might have just said it anyways, WWE is getting it right. There's a lot of criticism that comes out, but from this standpoint, this is a brilliant move.
I 100% agree. Uh, I got to give credit where credit's due. I think what a way to replenish the system
Mhm.
with unknowns and mold them in your likeness.
Right.
And
And what's the percentages? Because we've seen a ton of talent come through NXT. The percentages are slim. They did have, let's talk about the golden era, the black and gold era, where they were signing a lot of that independent talent that already they've been tried and true. Guys like Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano and all the ones that we've been talking about. Those are guys that were basically plug and play. You know what I mean? Like maybe they needed a little refining. Even guys like Finn Balor, who were at the very, very top of the mountain when it came to, being in Japan, starting the Bullet Club, all of that stuff.
Right.
Even he had to say, going through the NXT system, he learned a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone who says that the NXT system didn't teach him much is a liar, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
No, and it's like obviously you're not gonna for the most part you're not gonna want to burn a bridge, especially a bridge that big.
Right.
There's very few. It's few and far between that we've seen of people that have lit the match on that.
Right.
There have been some that have been too super bitter about it, and to some extent it can be understandable. But for the most part, you don't see people wanting to burn bridges there just for having the opportunity to maybe return sometime.
I agree. To put maybe a little cap on the NXT conversation, we're talking about our condolences. Rest in peace to the Black and Gold brand. I'd put out a tweet earlier this week that maybe could turn into a future FTP fantasy draft, and we can draft our favorite NXT Black and Gold moments. I have my top 5 list here, which I'm okay with giving away. My number 5 was just takeovers in general. Takeovers always stole the weekend.
Yeah.
Takeovers. My number 4 spot, Keith Lee's run into becoming a double champ. Yeah, I mean that was awesome, phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
For me, my number 3, the DIY revival feud, and when DIY finally won it. Yes, some of the best absolute tag team wrestling ever. Emotional, great storytelling. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't get much better than that.
right. My number 2, a moment that always pops me: Nakamura debut versus Sami Zayn. Yes,
The first time we heard that, bam, bam, oh,
yes,
woo, baby.
yes, sir, yes, sir. And my number 1, just for what it meant for the brand and for women's wrestling, Sasha and Bailey feuds, and their culmination in the Brooklyn matches. That's my number 1.
Bro, and I'll throw one out.
Yeah,
You and I got to witness it live. Quite possibly one of the greatest wrestling matches that I've ever seen in my life. Tyler Bates versus Pete Dunne, NXT TakeOver Chicago.
Yeah.
Woo! And that was the same night that Ciampa turned on Gargano.
Yeah.
That might be one of the best takeovers ever. But that match, Tyler Bates versus Pete Dunne, and it was man, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. That was JR's return to the booth.
Oh shit.
Like, yeah, I went back and watched it because of that. Like, because I used to listen to JR's podcast a lot, and he talked about it, and he said that he caught up with the kids in at the commissary, the food, where they go to your food, and he just stopped him and he's like, look boys, this is my first match back. Let's make some magic.
Nice.
And they did, man.
Yeah.
They fucking did.
I mean, Justin, you're right. Adam Cole super kicking Ricochet in midair. What a perfect timing. What a perfect super kick.
That is like Justin for sure, because that was one of the things that I've never been a Cole fan, but I recognize talent. And that's what I always try to say, instead of like, oh, I hate this guy, I hate that guy. Except MJF, who can go and fuck himself, and we'll get to that in a second.
No, absolutely, Justin. He said that match was the first time that UK wrestling was ever chanted.
Yeah, I remember. I think Pat got furious with that, didn't he?
Probably.
And that was the only time Squad actually went like full hardcore at a show.
Yeah. Well,
which was amazing.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, like just that match, yeah, bro.
I think we owe it to the Black and Gold brand to do a fantasy draft of moments.
I'm down. I'm down 100%.
We just gave 6 moments, but I mean, there's so many more moments.
Many more.
Like, there are literally so many more moments that we can.
Just to finish my thought, because I tapered off there.
Yeah.
I was talking about Adam Cole.
Right.
That was the moment that I realized how good Adam Cole was.
For sure.
When he kicked Ricochet midair, to have that kind of timing, like that, I was like, that's fire.
Yeah, for sure, man. We're getting close to that hour mark. I know we didn't even touch other stuff, but I think we just had a good conversation here.
Yeah.
I want to make it an easy listen for people who may be listening. But let's go with closing remarks on like Gargano and O'Reilly. Like, what would you like to see them do? Like, I'll kick it off, and then you can do your thing and then take us home. But for me, I think we kind of already covered it. I think, and I would like to see him just take some time off, go be a dad, be there for Candace, and pop up maybe on the main roster sometime, or maybe just come back. I feel like Johnny really invested himself and his family to WWE NXT, and I'd like to see him continue there, and maybe one day, maybe 5 years from now, who knows, become a trainer, become an agent down there, just to help carry that next generation on, because I truly do think he was one of the people that made Black and Gold so successful. And then as for O'Reilly, I can't put him in the same stratosphere as Mr. Gargano, Mr. Wrestling,
Right.
Johnny Wrestling. I would like to see him just tear it up in the indies. I'd like to see him, go, maybe he pops up in GCW or does some other shows, and eventually he'll probably find his way to AEW, right? And maybe we can get a Cole Fish O'Reilly versus Young Bucks and Omega. That'd be kind of fun. The Elite versus the Era. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I look forward to I look forward to it all. And you go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Um, I know it's like we're in an era where everybody that leaves the company or their contract runs out, it's like AEW eminent. Um, I don't think it has to be that way.
I agree.
And I think you're absolutely right that Johnny poured his heart and soul into the NXT brand, the black and gold.
Yeah.
And I know that they've moved on from the black and gold, but and I'm gonna utter a name that's it's in the fucking heavens when it comes, and literally in heaven. Those guys got to work with Dusty,
Right.
and Dusty put his imprint on so much of the talent that is currently on the main roster,
Right.
or the remnants of the black and gold brand, like the mainstays that we know and love.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that Johnny Gargano could have that kind of effect on the up and coming talent. So
Sure.
like you said, maybe 5 years from now or however long, when he's done wrestling, I could absolutely see him back in the performance center, helping the future of the future of wrestling.
Yeah.
Coming through. I'd love to see that.
Absolutely.
As for Kyle O'Reilly, I think he can go fuck himself. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, man. I mean, I think your idea is great. Like, I would love to see that. I'd love to see him show up at some of the companies that we watch, where in a smaller venue, where I think you can really appreciate
No
the
doubt.
kind of worker he is.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've grown to really appreciate his style. And you mentioned GCW. I think that would be a fantastic place for him, because he has a brutality to especially like what he showed in the Finn Balor matches that he had.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely a brutality in him that would fit right in GCW.
Yeah, like that strong style type. I'm not saying death
Absolutely.
match for him, but like there's definitely people he can have bangers with as a strong style. And one last thing
Yeah.
before you take us home, we said we wanted to talk about Jeff Hardy. All I'll say about Jeff Hardy is we don't know what happened. We don't know why he got released. At least I haven't read anything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like I had tweeted out earlier, we know what his history is. Um, Whatever it is, at the end of the day, Jeff Hardy is an absolute legend in the wrestling. He created many exciting memories.
Yeah.
The man is not dead, so I'm not here to eulogize him, but I will say that he's an absolute legend in the game. Thank you, Jeff Hardy, and I just hope that he's happy and healthy and of good mind.
Yeah.
I don't care for these Jeff Hardy to AEW confirmed. I just hope the dude's happy and healthy, and if he truly needs it, he gets the help that he deserves.
Yeah. Why you keep taking the thoughts out of my head, Henry?
I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. You know very well that Jeff Hardy has a special place in my heart because of the connection that my daughter had with him.
Right.
She loves, to this day, she doesn't even watch wrestling anymore, but she will ask me about what Jeff Hardy is doing. She has always loved him because of the kind of ridiculous talent he possesses.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that ridiculous talent has led to some issues with drug and alcohol. What I have heard from sources that I trust on the line, is that he was offered rehabilitation by WWE,
Right.
and he turned it down.
That's
What
I
we know from what Matt Hardy has said is that Jeff is at home
Okay.
and that he's okay,
Oh,
and that
okay,
the
good.
rest of the story is his to tell.
Good.
So, and I respect that because it is his to tell.
No doubt about it.
I can't believe that with the kind of what's up, brother? My brother just jumped on. Jonathan, you just jumped on when we're getting ready to close up, but thank you for joining us. I did give out your Twitch handle earlier when we were talking about video games. You absolutely missed this was the wrong show for you not to watch, because the earlier part of it, you would have contributed a lot of conversation.
It was all video games.
Yes.
Specifically Fortnite.
Now, I can't believe that when AEW had the kind of segment that they had in the first half hour of Dynamite this week, that I'm getting ready to close the show.
Right.
Because all I'm going to say is that CM Punk MJF, woo, man, that was old CM Punk in that fucking ring on Wednesday night. And I just had to get that in.
I get you.
Talk amongst yourselves. I give you a topic. CM Punk is way fucking better than MJF. Talk amongst yourselves. Anyways. That man right there, or there, or somewhere in one of the little squares next to me or above me or below me, I don't know. That's OG Hank 312 on all the socials.
That's me.
I am the incidental nerd on all of the socials. We are for the pop. And you know why we're for the pop? Is because we like to do it for the pop. And what I'd like to say to everybody as we close out this evening, it's a little bit of knowledge, little salutation from the brilliant minds of Theodore Logan, Esquire, and his friend, and I don't remember what Bill's full name was. I'm sorry. My brain's not working all that great right now. Be excellent to one another.
Peace.